Well, there is a lot of news flying around tonight, but let's start with this. Are migrants more likely to commit crime than Brits? Let's see what the data shows. So, migrants are responsible for 80% of all arrests for thefts on trains. These are new stats. Migrants are responsible for 36.6% of arrests for sexual offences on trains, 35.7% of the arrests for violent crimes, and 39.6% of arrests for drug-related offences. This is despite foreign nationals making up less than 10% of the population. So foreign nationals were convicted of more than a quarter of all sexual assaults on women in 2024. Afghans are around 14.5% more likely to commit sex offences than Brits. Look, my view is this. The crime of the century is being committed by our political class. They have seeded rapists, murderers, violent criminals and thieves all around our country. We have enough of our own wrong-uns, after all, don't we, to be honest with you, without adding to it. And it's not just here in Britain. This is an absolutely remarkable story in the worst possible way. Let's go over to the Netherlands now for a minute, because students claimed that they were raped after being forced to live in a complex alongside 125 refugees to, quote, aid integration. A total of 125 students and 125 refugees were going to live alongside each other. That was the plan. And they were encouraged to buddy up so that the new arrivals could adapt to life in the Netherlands more quickly. Well, there you go. I mean, what happened, of course, was absolutely monstrous. They did claim that they were, attacked and all of that kind of stuff. I mean, it really is amazing that we are putting ourselves in this situation, really. A Dutch investigation reported that they faced multiple sexual assaults, harassment, violence, stalking, and even claimed that, sadly, a gang rape had taken place. One person claims to have been threatened with a knife as well. Now, the mass immigration experiment, in my view, has failed. I think we are less safe. The negatives outweigh the positives, and frankly, being able to get a takeaway delivered 24/7 doesn't make it all worth it. So let's get the views of my panel on this. Adam, I'll start with you first, please. Your views on some of these stats.
Look, firstly, I've been saying this online and on this channel for many, many years. I've been called racist, far right, and God knows what else. At the end of the day, we've been vindicated. We knew the migrant crime was off the chart. You only had to look at Europe, where they documented it for many years, to know that. Look, as a father of two daughters, I use them as an excuse, as an example every time. 37% of sexual offences on the on the rail network were by migrants. That is so disproportionate to how many there are in this country. It is scary. When you import men from countries, whether it be South Asian, Middle East or African, that treat women with such disregard and as sex slaves or as third-class citizens, you cannot expect them to act any differently when they arrive on these shores. We are importing monsters and our government does nothing about it.
All right. I'll come to you on this. A lot of stats there, obviously what Adam's just said. Is there anything you disagree with particularly?
Yeah, so I'm not in favour of open borders. I welcome the fact that net migration in this country has reduced from over 1 million, as it was under the Tories, to about 200,000, and there are indications it's going down towards zero. That is welcome. And any migrant who comes here has to abide by British values, and they should and have to integrate. But I think we need to be really careful with statistics. I mean, the most reliable statistics I've seen is that foreign nationals, as a proxy for migrants, are actually slightly less likely to commit a violent sexual offence than their percentage of the population would represent. Foreign nationals, 17% of the population. Those who commit violent sexual offences from a foreign national background, 16%. So I think we need careful judgment. I think there's a real push from reform, from the right, to create or to try to create this impression that crime is shooting up and is out of control. We saw the Metropolitan Police figures this week that homicides are at the lowest level since 2014.
Rape and sexual assault up massively there, Bill.
I didn't see those figures. I will look at that. But homicides, the most important, and also amongst the under-25s, down by 73% in the last 3 years.
Fine. All right. There's nothing more important than keeping your money and your identity safe online. And with so many VPN options available, choosing the right one can be pretty daunting. But this video's sponsor, ExpressVPN, is making the choice easier for GB News viewers. ExpressVPN is offering up to 73% off, plus 4 extra months free. That's top-level security from just £2.49 a month, and you're covered by their 30-day money-back guarantee. So just click the link in this video's description or scan the QR code now. Remember, when you're online, you are often sharing personal data, so hackers can steal your information, your passwords, your photos, and your bank details in just seconds. But ExpressVPN encrypts your connection, making it virtually impossible for hackers to access your personal information. So why choose ExpressVPN? Well, it couldn't be easier to use. With just one click, you are protected. And ExpressVPN uses military-grade AES 256 encryption, which is the same standard trusted by the US government to guard their classified information. With their new tiered plans, you can protect up to 14 devices at once and manage passwords securely. Live chat support is available 24/7, and it typically connects you in under a minute with a real person. Click the link in this video's description or scan the QR code to get up to 73% off ExpressVPN, plus 4 extra months free. Start protecting yourself today with ExpressVPN. Right, Chip here, I'm just wondering, Chris, have you ever committed a crime or ever done anything? I'm just intrigued about you.
I mean, what you did? Because I got a foreign surname.
No, I just wondered. Have you ever been on the wrong side of the law at all? Or?
I feel like you're about to expose something, and here we have your victim. Here he is, or she. No, I've been done for speeding years ago, but that's it.
It's just that we have someone in the audience who might be about to reveal that actually you've not always been a little goody two-shoes.
Oh my God!
Christo's mum's here, everybody. And your dad.
What are you doing here?
I just wanted to tell the audience a little story about when you were about 17 years of age and you decided you wanted to go to a nightclub in London.
I think I was 15.
Dad and I said no, but you decided that was an answer you wanted, so you snuck out of the house with your little rucksack on your bag and all your best clothes in it, and you went to the local park and changed your clothes into your best and then put your rucksack under a bush in the park. When you went back the next morning to retrieve it, the bomb squad were there about to blow your rucksack up. You do remember it, don't you?
Do you know, I've seen a wonderful, wonderful care home. I saw it on television advertising. I think it was Panorama, actually. I think we'll get you in that one. You are actually right, because the train line in St Albans, where I grew up, goes through the park, and so I took my rucksack off and changed into my clothes for the nightclub. I think I was 15 at the time, and then because of like the IRA threat at the time, they tried to defuse my Sony Sports Walkman, which was in my rucksack, and the next day I got to the park and the police were all there doing a controlled explosion. But what you didn't tell anyone was that you turned up to the nightclub in your 90s.
That's true.
I was on the dance floor. I was feeling like I was really cool, and then suddenly I feel this hand on the back of my head, and it's my mother.
Good for you.
You're lucky it wasn't just my hand on the back of your head.
Well, rollers in. Well, there we go. Well, I want to say a massive thank you to Christo's mum and dad, because we've been hiding them in the back of the studio.
Oh, I love you, Christo.
Well, it's okay. They're going to grab a seat now. Thank you so much for coming. We appreciate it.
Thank you, I think.
Yeah.
I have to say, Patrick, that was fantastic, and welcome to your mother. But when you were saying there's someone in the audience, before you revealed it was Christoph's mother, I'm sitting here, the look of fear and bewilderment on your face.
Yeah. What are we about to do? What are we about to do? Oh, there we go. All right, OK, well, back to slightly more serious, though. But go on, Chris, I'll actually come to you on the topic itself, because, look, when you see the things like the arrests, the number of arrests, 80% of them are foreign nationals on trains, things like phones being nicked and stuff, it's a bit much. It feels like, come on, that's disproportionate, isn't it?
I mean, a couple of things. Firstly, to your statistic about London, yes, homicides are down. Congratulations. I'd like us to aim a little higher than just not getting murdered when you visit our capital city.
Knife crimes down as well.
No, but you'll find as well, though, that sexual offences are up to the highest rate that they've ever been, actually. 26,803 from 24 to 25, and when Sadiq Khan took office, they were only 17,668. So,
and that coincides with the influx of...
No, on that note, right, OK, I take your point that perhaps proportionately when it comes to the per capita of population, maybe people who are foreign nationals are slightly lower when it comes to their crimes. But if you come to this country and you're from another country, you have a higher threshold of behaviour than someone who was born here. That's not fair, but you are in a position of trust that you are not, that you perhaps do not have if you are living here already. So I don't care if it's 1% of people that come and commit crimes, because you're bringing in a problem that wasn't there before. Now, of course, British people commit crimes. That's terrible. Why add to that problem by having people who come here who are committing crimes? There is a contract of behaviour that you need to have if you come to the UK and if you are privileged enough to be invited to live here. And part of that contract of behaviour is abiding by the law. That is not unreasonable.
There's no deterrent. If I go to Spain, the police out there, I don't even do anything wrong. They scare the living hell out of me, right? If you go to Dubai, you look at the authorities and you think, I cannot do anything wrong in this country. Yet people come over here, they know our police are going to either run away or turn a blind eye. And something has to change. We've got youngsters growing up, laughing at the police, mocking the police. When I was young again, the police all look so big. Now they all look sort of dumpy and out they're not big. No, but at the end of the day, we need a police force that we are wary of. We don't have to be scared of them, but wary and respectful of.
Do you know, Adam, look, we've got a story tonight where there's going to be justifiably significant criticism of the police, but the vast majority of police do a bloody good job trying to protect people. And to say, Adam, that they run away when people are committing crimes is just a million miles away from the truth.
We've seen it online, and I'm not digging the hard.
Well, you might have seen claims about it online.
On the front line, but the people at the top of the police in this country, they really cannot be trusted, and they've turned woke and weak.
Not just the police.